NoDQ.com.
Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to NoDQ video here on NoDQ.com and the YouTube channel. We have WWE SummerSlam this coming Sunday, live on the WWE Network for just $9.99 or free for new subscribers. Of course, NoDQ.com will have you covered with the latest news, rumors, and live results coverage, so please spread the word. With that being said, let's get down to your questions. This one comes from CH Lucifer Decker Star. Hey Aaron, could you see WWE cutting ties with Randy Orton due to his recent allegations against him? And if so, do you think he will quietly retire or continue wrestling by signing with Impact or Ring of Honor? First of all, I do not think WWE is going to fire Randy Orton over these allegations. For those of you that missed it, there was a podcast in 2012 where a former WWE writer talked about this story where Randy Orton would allegedly take out his penis and play with it and then offer a handshake to the new WWE writers. This podcast was back in 2012, and only recently did somebody go back, listen to it, and transcribe it, and that recap spread around on social media. Since then, other former WWE writers have talked about how they would avoid shaking hands with Randy Orton. Now, what does this all mean for Orton and his future in WWE? My feeling is WWE will probably not do too much. It's something that happened allegedly many years ago, and it would be difficult to prove. And my feeling is people will more or less forget about this in a couple weeks, and I'm feeling like WWE will just try to sweep it under the rug. It has gotten a little bit of coverage on some mainstream websites, but not a whole lot beyond the wrestling websites. And Randy Orton even joked about it at SmackDown Live during the dark match. He went to ringside and wanted to shake hands with one of the WWE workers there at the ringside area. So he was basically joking around about it. I would not expect anything significant to happen. Now, of course, for any WWE star, if there was a major scandal, and it just depends on the scandal and what evidence there is and how much pressure there is for WWE to do something. There's a lot of different factors, and right now I just don't see anything pointing towards WWE doing anything significant about this story and taking any kind of serious action against Orton. Maybe they'll do something behind closed doors, maybe some kind of punishment, who knows, but I doubt we're going to see anything major come out of this. Got this question here from @TyMarshall. Your thoughts on CM Punk being sued by Colt Cabana for $1.2 million? I think it's just really sad. I feel like this situation is unfortunate that money and lawsuits would ruin a long-term friendship, but it happens. Now, WWE, there's all the talk about maybe WWE purposely put this lawsuit against CM Punk and Colt Cabana in the first place to drain money out of both guys. And who knows what the situation is between Punk and Cabana regarding money that Punk allegedly promised he was going to give to Cabana to cover legal fees. It just really sucks for Cabana specifically because he only had that brief run in WWE. I'm sure he's made a pretty good living on the indies, but when you're dealing with $500,000 in legal fees, that is significant for most people. CM Punk might not affect him as much because he had a lengthy WWE run. He got some big money from those UFC fights, but eventually that money is going to dry up as well. So it's just an unfortunate situation for both guys, and I don't know how this is going to play out, if a jury is going to determine that Punk owes Cabana those legal fees or not. I believe Cabana shows proof of a text message as evidence. we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Just like with the CM Punk trial with the WWE doctor, we'll have to see how it plays out in court. Got this one here from Alfredo. Hey, compadre, with all the drama and demands in the life of CM Punk lately, do you think that there is now more chance of him having a WWE comeback? I think short term, no. I think short term, this is going to cause Punk to want to stay more away from the wrestling business and just make him more bitter about it. And now that he's being sued by Colt Cabana, I think the chances of Punk coming back for a match and maybe even doing a match with Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks with another all-in event, I think those chances have decreased in the short term. I still think long term, one day CM Punk will be back in WWE and time will heal the wounds and the two sides will bury the hatchet. But right now that Punk's being sued, I think he's going to have even more animosity towards WWE and just the wrestling business in general. So I don't think short term it's going to help the chances of him making a comeback. But I still think one day we'll see him back. Got this one here from Juan Cruz. I know you picked Adam Cole, baby, to keep the title at TakeOver, but what if he loses and then goes for the NXT title? So if he wins, he can claim to be the best by being NXT's first ever Triple Crown winner. I could see that as a possibility. Maybe not at this pay-per-view, but before Adam Cole leaves NXT, I could definitely see him going for the title. And I saw one fan theory about maybe Adam Cole gets kicked out of Undisputed Era. Since the fans love the guy anyways, he gets great reactions from the crowd. They do the Adam Cole baby thing. He was really over at the Chicago show that I went to. And you could theoretically do that, have him kicked out of the group and either have the three people involved or have a new leader represent the group. Maybe even have Tommaso Ciampa represent the group as the new leader, since he's such a heat magnet. Maybe that would be better, and have Adam Cole go face and feud with those guys. So that is certainly a possibility. Yeah, I could see Adam Cole potentially going for the title before he heads to the main roster. I definitely think that is within the realm of possibility. And I got this one here talking about what I just mentioned from SCW Wrestling Channel. Ciampa has easily been the heel of 2018 and has incredible heel heat. Would it make sense to share Ciampa's heat by having him form a new stable to help him beat Gargano in the Last Man Standing match at TakeOver? It would help get more people over his heels and set up for War Games. Like I said, I think Ciampa being the new leader of Undisputed Era would work. So yeah, you could potentially have Adam Cole drop the North American title. Maybe it'll happen at TakeOver SummerSlam. He could drop the title and then he could feud with Ciampa. Ciampa could win the match, maybe with the help of Undisputed Era, and then there's some sort of power struggle between Adam Cole and Ciampa, and then Ciampa ends up getting the other guys to turn against Cole, and that's how you set up Adam Cole and his team against the Undisputed Era with Ciampa as the leader at Survivor Series. So there we go. Nice fantasy booking there. Will it happen? Who knows? But I'm pretty confident. Unlike the main roster stuff, I'm pretty confident with Triple H and the guys in NXT that they'll figure out something. And whatever they do, it'll be entertaining. Got this one here from They See Me Rollins. Are Carmella, Dana Brooke, and Eva Marie during her run in the wrong era? In the 2006-2012 Divas Era, they would have been bigger stars. Not necessarily, because the thing is, Carmella right now stands out. She's different from the other women. The fact that she is a diva, as Charlotte put it on SmackDown, that helps her because we aren't seeing a lot of personalities like that. The women now are more about being great athletes in the ring, and Carmella's more about being that diva and trash talking and wearing the fancy outfits and all that stuff. So because she's different from most on the roster right now, that helps her stand out. Carmella a decade ago with all the other divas doing the same shtick, I think she would have been more likely to be lost in the shuffle. So if anything, I think she's better off now being a diva in the era of women's wrestlers. Got this one here from Daza20006. Would British Bulldog versus Bret Hart from SummerSlam 92 be a classic if it was at WrestleMania in the US? Great question here. There are pros and cons. Obviously, being at WrestleMania is a really big deal, but part of what made that SummerSlam match go over so well was the fact that it was in the UK and you had that atmosphere. 80,000 people. British Bulldog's home country. That was what made it such a big deal. Yes, WrestleMania would have been a big deal, but I think the Bulldog competing for the title in his home country is what really put that match over the top. And it would have been a great match anywhere. It would have been a great match at WrestleMania. Bulldog and Bret had other great matches, most notably that December 1995 In Your House pay-per-view. So they would have still had a great match, but it's all about the setting and the atmosphere. Look at CM Punk versus John Cena. What made that match so memorable was not just the pipe bomb, but the fact that the match was taking place in Chicago, in CM Punk's hometown, which just helped put it all the more over the top. This one comes from Cindy. Hey Aaron, would you like to see the Hart Foundation inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame as a tag team with Bret and Jim, or as a stable with Bulldog, Owen, Bryan, Jim, and Bret? I would prefer to have the Hart Foundation as a stable, despite the whole Owen Hart's wife situation. As I mentioned on NoDQ Live, I think it would be really interesting if WWE tried to do the Hart Foundation faction as a Hall of Fame induction, because Martha might be upset about that, but at the same time, can she really deny the Bulldog going in, Jim Neidhart going in, and can she really be selfish like that? Brian Pillman as well. All those guys would be part of that Hall of Fame induction, including Owen. So can Martha really deny all those guys? And just because she doesn't want Owen in the Hall of Fame, WWE cannot induct the Hart Foundation, the group, into the Hall of Fame. So it's a really interesting area. I wonder if WWE is going to try that at some point as a way to get Owen Hart into the Hall of Fame without inducting him just by himself and risking a lot of backlash from Martha. It'll be really interesting to see. I would like to see Owen inducted on his own, but we all know the situation. I would be cool with seeing the Hart Foundation as a group going in. Bret could do the speech. Unfortunately, he's the only one left alive, but at least he could be there and represent his crew, and I think it would be a nice gesture. So we'll see what happens. Got this one here from It's the Costanza. Should SmackDown 1000 have the original entrance stage or the 2002-2003 Fist stage? I would like to see the Fist stage come back just for the nostalgia. I remember when WWE did the old school Raw. They had the old style Raw Titantron and the Raw letters, which was a nice touch for that show. So why not? It's SmackDown 1000. For 1 week, do something special. Maybe even bring back the old Ovaltron from the original run. Either way, maybe do something combined. Have the Ovaltron and the Fist and try to do some kind of hybrid of the different sets over the years. I think that would be really cool, and WWE should do it. I think if they just have the plain set that they've been using, just go all out. This is a big deal. This is SmackDown 1000. SmackDown is going to be on Fox. You want people to see SmackDown as a big deal. So if it was me, I would do it. WWE can certainly afford it, so why not? Why not make this event all that more special? All right, that'll wrap it up for this edition of NoDQ Live. Thank you all very much for tuning in and continuing to support the website. As a reminder, I will be doing a special 2-hour live NoDQ video entitled Call In. It will be August 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. It will be 2 hours, 100% free. You can tune in. You can call in. My Spike ID is nodqrift@gmail.com. You can call in discuss anything you want regarding wrestling, any topics you have. So anything you have been wanting to ask me, or if you come up with something between now and then, go for it. Call in. That's what the name of the special live stream will be. Check it out, August 30th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Head over to NoDQ.com/shirts to pick up a shirt. Support the website. And on that note, I will see you guys next time for another edition of NoDQ Video.